No, 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 no. You see, this is where you lose me. Guys, how's everybody doing? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem has come out today, so you will be seeing two videos today. You'll be seeing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3 review and the TMNT 2000 movie. Now, I'm just gonna say this now. My review on the two Platinum Dunes produced Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movies you will not see until like Sunday or Monday at best, and then you will get my own personal ranking of the 7 movies, and then I will continue my Nightmare on Elm Street review series. I do have some plans for other Ninja Turtle rankings and related other videos, but we'll see what life has ahead of me. Sorry with all the delays. Again, personal things just keep coming up. But just be happy that these two videos are out today. But with that being said, here is my review on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3. Some of my positives, a very short list of positives, is that I did like seeing Casey Jones return. Now, if you did pay attention to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, you will notice that he was not in the movie. Apparently, you can have like a big guy made out of weapons as Shredder, but apparently it was too violent to bring back Casey Jones because he was a hockey fan and he made the sport too violent, which if you watch hockey, there's a lot of fights in hockey, and he made ordinary tools that are just used for everyday things to make them into weapons. And they felt that if they brought him back, it would be a bad influence on kids, which is just a very stupid idea, just in general. But I did like seeing him come back for the third movie. But one of my issues with him is that he doesn't really have anything to do. He shows up in the beginning of the movie before they go back in time, and then he kind of just disappears again. Like he'll disappear. We'll see scenes with him and all these Japanese fighters and all that here and there, kind of like teaching them how to play hockey, how the real world works, and how like the future is and everything. Other than that, he really doesn't have anything going on in the movie. But I am glad seeing him return. But maybe if he was just in the movie more. That's my mixed aspects. I'm just gonna tell you now, I don't like this movie, and that's the traveling thing going on now. By every law there, that should work for me. I am a time traveling whore. I love the time traveling subgenre. You got Back to the Future, Frequency. You got oh shit. Those are really my top two that really come to mind. And I love the time traveling subgenre. When I was told that this was a time traveling movie, I was like, well, I don't know how they're going to do that, but this franchise has always been goofy, never really taken itself seriously. It's just literally turtles fighting people. They're ninjas. Like, seriously, what else are you going to do? And when I was told that, I was like, okay, it sounds like a silly premise, but it could work. But they have fun with it. They don't take it too seriously, which I'm glad they don't. They don't take it seriously. They take it into a comedic tone, which I'm very glad they did, but they barely do anything with it, and it's not fun. It's the entire movie is them trying to get back home. Maybe if they did it better, wrote it better, directed it better, hell, before if they performed it better, it could have worked. But I am glad that they didn't try to make this a serious time traveling film. But it's not the greatest thing that they could have wrote a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie to be. I would have just rather this just been another third movie, them fighting in the streets, and I would just preferred that. Moving on to my negatives. Long list of them. What the fuck are these supposed to be? Look at them. What the fuck is that? What is that? The look of the turtles are horrible in this movie. They have two bright green on them. I guess they're turtles. Like, if you see turtles, I've never seen a bright green turtle in my life. I could be wrong. There might be some out there. But they're so fucking bright. And their fucking facial features are horrible. Just the way that their face looks, it's like they have like a droopy nose. Like, what the fuck is that? And they also have like dots all over them. Like, yeah, in the other two movies they had dots on them, but they didn't stand out like, boom, they have fucking dots on them. Look at this. But in this movie, they basically do that. Like, what the fuck? They look horrible. And don't even get me started on Splinter. Splinter, he literally looks like a live action cartoon. I'm not lying. He literally looks like a live action cartoon from Tom and Jerry. Remember that show, Tom and Jerry? I loved it. Stopped watching it. He literally looks like a live action cartoon. What the fuck? How do you fuck up so badly? Well, I read into this. I was like, how do you fuck that up? And apparently, the people that did the effects for the first two Ninja Turtles movie and brought the turtles to life, they did not want to return for this movie, which is already a horrible sign when I heard that. And when I saw the turtles, I was like, oh, yikes. Oh, did I mention this? This was the only Ninja Turtles movie from the 90s I didn't watch. Yeah, this is a first time watch for me. Thing that bothered me in this movie is the recasting of Raphael and Splinter. Now, I don't know their cast names, but I already knew that when the second I heard them, I was like, oh, they recasted them. Great. Like, Splinter, he sounds so fucking weird. It's, I can barely hear his dialogue. He's just like, it's like, I don't know what the fuck you're saying. And when you do hear him, again, he sounds like a live action cartoon. He sounds like something from Tom and Jerry. Like, it's that bad. That doesn't sound like Raphael to me. Maybe because I got so used to his voice actor in the first two movies and he had like the perfect voice for him in my mind. But in this movie, I don't even know what that was. I have no idea what the fuck that was. I'm sorry that I just no. No, no, no. No, there's something that I noticed when I was watching this movie, and this has something. This also has to go with the look of the turtles and Splinter. Is when I was watching this movie, none of the lines and dialogue on on their face it did not match the lines. Like when they would say something, say like Mikey, it literally did this. It's like that does not look like Mikey. That just looks like beans and pork. Like it didn't. Sometimes they would just move randomly, so where it doesn't even look like they're talking. It would just go like, it's like what the fuck? You guys can't even get their lips to do the dialogue right. You know, it's really embarrassing if your other two movies can get that right from a different production, from a different effects company, and you can't redo it here. That's horrible. And if you can't get it right, redo them or get a different effects team because I mean, they tried their best, but at the same time, it doesn't even look like they fucking tried to make the turtles look good. Hell, even Splinter look good, and the lines that they tried to do, like for him, is bad, and the dialogue in this movie is horrible. Like, there's some lines in this movie. It's like, what the fuck does that mean? What did you just say? Like, there's some lines that April would say, and I go, do you, do you want to redo that? And like some of the villains in this movie, like the Japanese people, like they would just say like just regular lines in like their language and culture. I mean, it's their culture, but the way they said it, the way they delivered it, though, it didn't sound right. I was like, what? What? Did you guys just kind of like give up like the second like? Did you guys only start like a week of production and then you just gave up and just like, oh yeah, we got like 6 more weeks of this to film? Okay, you say this, and we're only gonna do one take. Do your worst. This really pained me when I was watching this movie. The Ninja Turtles have always been funny. They have always cracked me up every single time I've watched one of their movies. Every movie, every TV show, every little short cartoon I've ever watched when I was a kid, they always made me laugh. They always got me a chuckle out of me. Even if it's not that funny, I'll go like, it's not horrible. It's not a bad joke. But this movie, none of the comedy worked. None of it was funny, and that broke my heart when I was watching this entire movie. And they would say lines, and they would try to do a funny gag, and I go, "That's not funny. You're breaking my heart right now. This is supposed to be funny." Like it pained me when it was mostly Michelangelo. Michelangelo is the funniest turtle. He's possibly my favorite. That or Raphael. He is the funniest turtle ever. but he just came so fucking dumb in this movie. So dumb that they felt like they were just making him seem like a clown in this movie. It was that heartbreaking for me. When I was watching this entire movie and every gag came out, I'm like, why am I not laughing at this? It's not funny. None of your gags work. It's not funny. This type of comedy would only make like a 1-year old laugh. Can 1-year olds laugh? For my final negative, just to wrap this all up so you don't have to hear me complain anymore. And that's the villains. What the fuck are these guys? I actually tried to look this up. I'm like, are these actually villains in the Ninja Turtle world? No, they're not. They are not Ninja Turtle villains in this comic book world or in the TV series. These are different villains that the writers of this film wrote. And like the main villain here, he dresses up like William Shakespeare. Is that the way that they dressed in the like 1800s, 1900s? When the fuck did they even go back? They don't even explain it. Like, is that how they just dressed? Or were you just trying to make this guy be like William Shakespeare, but an evil version? And then you got like Japanese culture villains that work with him, and then all of a sudden they get like a little gag thing where like a giant bell goes on them, and they hit the thing, they taunt him. It's like, dude, you're supposed to be intimidating, not be fucking pushed around by fucking turtles. They really should have just got better writers for this movie. Oh, guys, if you can't tell, I don't like this movie. It's not a very good movie. The comedy in this movie is horrible. The looks of the turtles are horrible. The only thing I can get from this movie is Casey Jones returning. But hell, even him, he's wasted in this movie. They bring him back and they completely waste him. So, if you're a Ninja Turtles fan, maybe, like, if you're a gigantic Ninja Turtles fan and if you're looking for every single Ninja Turtles movie to watch, check it out. If you're a hardcore Ninja Turtles fan, this will not work for you. This movie will just piss you off every minute. So this is just a movie where I say just go ahead and skip it. What do you guys think about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3? Have you seen it? What did you think about it? For some reason, do you actually like this movie, which I understand if you grew up with it from the 90s, or you like a lot of other people and you just don't like this movie? Let me know in the comments below, and we will talk about it. If you like this video, like it. If you love to subscribe, hit the bell notification so you will get notified for my latest videos. But, of course, until my next video, see you next time.